Welcome everyone. Today we'll be looking at the Star Wars Black Series Darth Malak action figure. This figure is based on his appearance in the Knights of the Old Republic video game. Darth Malak was initially known as Alec, and both he and his best friend Revan were Jedi Knights who both fought courageously in the Mandalorian Wars. However, both would eventually fall to the dark side, and Darth Malak became the apprentice of Darth Revan. Revan would go on to establish his own Sith Empire, and Malak would later take over the mantle as Dark Lord of the Sith from Revan after he was presumed dead. During his reign, Darth Malak was a very powerful and villainous force in the galaxy. The box art looks amazing, as the front has some amazing character artwork of the figure, and he's in front of a nice looking space backdrop. The left side has some sketch artwork of Malak, and on the right side is an image of the figure with his lightsaber alongside him. At the back is another image of him, and there's a quick bio for him at the back here as well. Then here's the top and the bottom. And there we go. So here's the Sith Lord fresh out of the package. And let's first take a look at the head sculpt. You can see that the scalp is devoid of any hair, and covering most of his head is a large blue tattoo. The face and the sides of the head are scarred. In addition, he's wearing a cybernetic jaw piece that protects his lower facial area since his lower jaw is missing, which is due to a lightsaber attack from an enraged Darth Revan. The apparatus is sculpted really well, plus you can remove it. So you just open it at the front like this, and then both pieces can be separated. And now you can see the full scope of the heavy facial scarring. And the amount of detail on the scarred areas is mind-blowing. You can also see the mechanical voice modulator box affixed to his mouth, which allows him to speak. Here at the back of the head is the back portion of the apparatus, and there are also 4 small silver pieces engraved into his scalp, which look like screws or something of that nature. Overall, the head sculpt looks amazing. Now looking at the rest of the figure, we can see some more excellent design details. For example, the silver mechanical piece affixed around his neck and collar area looks great, and the button panel is quite detailed. It reminds me a little of Vader in a way, because he too has a control panel with buttons, but it's on his chest. The red suit looks great, and so does the armored chest plate, which is a bright red color. And take a look at the texturing detail on the suit. Looks nice. The raised areas on the sleeves are designed nicely, and there are some deep vertical lines on the shoulders, which look nice as well. In addition, the chest plate has a series of grids and panel-like designs on it, which looks cool. The belt looks good, and it has texturing on it. And the brown piece attached to the belt looks good, and it too has that textured look. As for the boots, they're cleanly designed, just like the rest of the figure. The brown half cape looks good, just like everything else. It's cloth, and it's attached to the figure very securely. Here's the back of the figure, and you can see more of the excellent line work on the suit. And his lightsaber holder is affixed to the back of his belt. You can also see texturing on the brown piece attached to the back of the belt, which is wider than the one at the front. Overall, this figure looks phenomenal, as the paint job is basically flawless, and the figure in some ways has a sort of Darth Vader-esque appearance, as the figure has intense facial and head scarring, a scalp that is devoid of hair, and a mechanical control system that is a part of his suit. Here's Darth Malak's lightsaber. The red blade looks very good. Likewise, the hilt looks really good, and the silver rings around it, which are segmented, look great. At the top are two metallic prongs, which look good as well. And the blade pulls out easily. Overall, it's a very nice looking lightsaber. Here's a view of Malak with his lightsaber in hand. Here's another view of the figure with the activated lightsaber. Here's a view of the figure with the lightsaber turned off. Then here's a look at the figure with his weapon put away in the holder. Next, here's the Sith Lord without the prosthetic jaw. And here's another view of the figure. Here's a look at the articulation. He's not able to look up, and he's not able to look down either. But he can look from side to side easily, and the head can tilt a little. The arms raise up all the way. Full arm rotation, single jointed elbows, swivel at the elbow, wrist swivel with a hinge. He can pivot very easily at the diaphragm, and he can rotate at the diaphragm. There's a ball joint in his waist, which allows him to pivot. Ab crunch, and he bends forward this far, and he bends back that far, which is quite far. Waist swivel, the legs move out to the sides this far. They kick out forward this far, and they go back that far. Thigh swivel, swivel at the knee, single jointed knees, and the lower legs bend back this far. The foot goes up this far. It goes down quite far. Ankle pivot. Here's a look at the range of head movement with the jaw apparatus off. So he can look from side to side easily, just like before, and his head can tilt. But he still can't look upward, which is due to the piece at the back of his head. However, the key difference in this case is that he can look down a little since the jaw piece is off. So in conclusion, this figure looks excellent. The figure's design and sculpting look phenomenal in every way. I mean, the figure is highly detailed, as the head sculpt and suit details are out of this world. The facial and head scarring details are on point, and the paint job is pretty much excellent. In addition, I think it's cool how the character has certain elements that resemble Vader in a way. The accessory, which is the lightsaber, looks excellent. As for the articulation, the head movement is decent, but he's not really able to look up, even with the cybernetic jaw piece off. However, he can look down a little when the jaw apparatus is off. In addition, the range of movement in other areas of the figure is good. Overall, this figure is very impressive in terms of the overall design, and the Black Series is another area where Hasbro does excellent work. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed this review, and please leave a like and subscribe.